What's up, family? It's Kahir the Conqueror here. One thing for a fact that we know is how capable and how marvelous and seemingly limitless the potential for human beings is. And that's not just fluff. Like, through the human evolution that we have documented, at least, growth from like they was riding horses to now BMWs and Yamahas or whatever that motorcycle is called, Harley David, smartphones, AI that could do everything for you. All you gotta do is type a prompt. So the point being is that like human beings are cold. So even if you didn't invent any of that stuff, like it wasn't nobody from space that did it. It was somebody that bleeds and needs to eat just like you. As marvelous as we are though, human beings have a few limits. So I brought all of that up to say, when you think of how powerful and capable the human being can be, then you gotta think of also, why is there a need for a God? If you could do everything yourself and so capable, then like, what's the point of it? See, one thing that is really beautiful, I say that a lot, which is funny, but it'd be beautiful. Looking into the lives of people revered among us and respected and praised from God, like people that are a representation of the light, the love, the grace, the mercy, the blessing of God. As sweet as those people might be to us, because like from the historical or prophetical aspect of things, we can marvel at the people that paved the way, the people that were given the revelation that gave their testimonies and their prophecies and all of that stuff, right? But even them, as great as they are, still had a need for God, right? And not that this isn't like a concept that's already understood, but I'm just giving my insight on it. Like Abraham, Mary, Job, Joseph, Moses, Hagar, Jesus, Prophet Muhammad, etc. As cold as they were in their accomplishments and things like that, and establishing whatever they did for their mission and purpose and all of that stuff, right? They didn't do it alone, basically. And I don't think things were easy. Like basically the theme and the point though that I'm getting at is that like the process, as I've talked about, of building faith is beautiful. If you can look at it from that way, if you can be patient to endure and to struggle to overcome. Like God doesn't, at least I don't think, he doesn't just want you believing just on a whim, if that makes sense, or like by happenstance, because we're capable of doing that, even if you mean well. I believe that, and we see examples, as we've already been taught and it's written, where he wants to validate the belief. Because like, imagine with some of the missions the people have been given, where it's like, you want me to do what? You gotta like hold somebody's hand through that if you're the God. And like you build that faith over time, as I mentioned in another video and multiple times throughout probably other videos. I see that in my own life, where it's like the belief should be validated. Because imagine, like, he don't need us, but the testimony of somebody that actually knows why they believe and how that can transform the lives of others. Like, especially not just with the purpose and the mission and the stuff that they had to do, like not just with that, just being human alone. Difficulty, problems, struggle, adversity, as we've mentioned so many times, is gonna come regardless. That's why he says, as we've been taught, like life isn't about who's swift and can zip through. It's about the person who can endure, and he'll help you with that. When problems come, when situations come, circumstances come that are above our power and control, which is very humbling when you got to seek something outside of yourself and human potential and then hope for the miracles. There comes the need for a God. And so it's capable and powerful and impactful and influential. The people, for example, that I mentioned were, like for reference, Abraham. When he imagined his plight and then depicted to be like almost have been burned or boiled alive. Hagar running through the wilderness and needing security. Moses going up against what he went up against. And Jesus, when going through the depicted crucifixion, Joseph being thrown into bondage and plotted on by his literal family, Mary, and being told what she was going to give birth to, and it's like, how, if that never has happened yet? Job having basically everything he could want, and then misfortune coming. And the prophet being tasked with trying to transform a people. And essentially, like, when the trials, tribulations, and problems and stuff came, they couldn't do it alone. And then that faith is validated, thus highlighting the need for a God. Not to like only focus on the misfortunate things, but like when that comes, and definitely is probably never going to be pleasant when it's your season of that. But there's also beauty in knowing and discovering through that the need to connect to something beyond you, and knowing that the support is there, the anchor is there. Because to close, as we've been taught, but it says it in the Holy Quran, there will be assisted in struggling in the name of God. And that after difficulty comes ease.